There's that music. Let's get a little microphone plugged in here. There we go. Hello, everyone. My name is Claude Diamond, the guy who got helmet hair today. I was skiing all day today and ruined my beautiful bouffant. How's everybody doing? Let's get rid of slowly get rid of the background music there. Okay. And I like to talk about real estate. I like to talk about basically sales. I think sales is the $1 million skill. I sure like to talk about beer. I do like to talk about health. I'm a big believer in health and taking control of your life. I do exercise every morning. I believe in exercising every day, actually. Have any of you guys read David Sinclair? Really interesting person who is talking. He wrote a great book. What was it? Longevity, something like that. And he talks about stressing the body, not eating 8 meals a day, good night's sleep, exercise. He believes if you stress the body starts repairing itself, starts doing a lot of good things. He doesn't say drinking beer, by the way. But I do. I think I haven't eaten all day. I'm a nomad guy. Eat 1 meal a day. And so when the evening comes here, and I'm in beautiful Winter Park, Colorado. Are any of you guys skiers out there? Oh my God, the skiing was great. My face is burning. Caught so much sun. Oh my God. Hi, Lynn. How you doing? I'll put you on in a minute. I'm just doing my opening intro here. I was skiing up to the top of the mountain. It's 12,060 feet, and you cannot have enough sunblock on to protect yourself. And just a couple hours of skiing, you burn up the calories. Speaking of burning up calories, here is my drink of the night, my Bud Light. I like Bud Light with lime. It's kind of one of my favorite drinks, and I like it in a big can. Stays cold. And so I hope everybody's doing well. Everybody's happy, healthy, prosperous. We want to talk about freedom today, the good life, and how that works. So salute, l'chaim, ein proset, kampai. What am I missing, Lynn? I'm trying to think of all the great cheers out there. Laissez le bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. It's about as much French as I know. That is the most delicious. I wish they were my sponsor too. It's Bud Light with lime. It's very refreshing. Icy cold, has a little bite of lime in it. I like all kinds of beers. I drink IPAs, everything. But this is really for someone who's been skiing all day and just came home, took the 38-second shower. Maybe that's too much information. And drinking this, this is to the good life. Absolutely. So I think taking care of yourself, good health is really important. I run every day. In the winter, it's a little harder to get in my 10 miles a day, but I try. I really do it. By the way, this beer, it's got a wonderful smell. It's Bud Light. There's no getting away from it. It's a light beer, but they just seem to put enough of the lime in there. And I've always liked a little shot of lime. One of my favorite beers is in San Diego, Ballast Point. And they used to produce, they still make it on the tap. It was an IPA it was called Grapefruit Sculpin. And it was a beer with grapefruit infused in it. And it was an IPA, an Indian Pale Ale. So it was kind of a biting beer, a beautiful beer, and fresh off the tap. Beer off the tap always tastes better. I don't care what anybody says about looking at dates and things like that. Beer off the tap is great. My favorite brewery, it's in San Diego. It's on India Street, I believe. It's called Ballast Point. They usually have something like 35 or more beers all on tap, and their food is so good. I threw a party there, got 2 years ago before this stupid COVID. We had a party. I had I had a speaking engagement at the San Diego Creative Real Estate Association. And on a Tuesday, On a Saturday, I had a seminar. I just do a morning seminar, and I don't do that back of the room, first 10 people. I don't sell stuff at seminars. I give stuff away. I give away thousands of dollars of merchandise and stuff. Why? I got enough. I made enough. I don't have to sell and do a schlocky sales thing. I want people to have a good life. I want them to enjoy the entrepreneur life. And so I do that morning seminar, and it's out on one of the islands near Mission Bay, if you've been to San Diego. And then the next day, that evening, my wife and I threw a party for everybody who came to the seminar. And we had about 50 people, open bar. We had a giant tray, the biggest tray you've ever seen of chicken wings, another giant tray of nachos, and another one of what do you call that? I'm going to let the ladies in here. What do you call those little rolled tacos, Jessica, that they sell in San Diego? Not the big burritos, those little rolled guys.
Well, I always call them mini tacos. But
they're rolled.
Flautas.
Or taquitos.
Yeah. Taquitos.
Yeah. There we go. Ben Jasso, he knows everything about taquitos.
There's Ben. Hi, Ben. Ben and I were chatting earlier today.
I do. Oh, yeah.
God, got a Ben overdose here, huh?
We did.
TMB, too much Ben. So salute. What do we drink? What is that?
It's Black Russian.
Oh, Black Russian. Now, how do you make it? I want to hear the recipe. What kind of vodka? Use cheap vodka or really good Grey Goose?
Oh, hell no.
Or Kettle One? What do you use?
I'm a Stoli Shania guy.
Stoli is good if it's in the freezer.
Yeah.
Got to pick. Ben, your internet's really slow.
Okay.
Yeah. You got to put it put the Stoli in the freezer.
Yeah, don't drink. Yeah, in the freezer, and the key is.
What is the key?
Where do we go? The key is to get the cream to float just right. Here we are. Hi. All right.
Here you go. What do you use? You use Kahlua, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Your internet is really slow, Ben. You're really dragging, man.
Do
you ever check, by the way, do you ever check your modem? People. You know, a lot of the systems, if you don't, they make them, I have cable. And a lot of the cable systems are getting faster and faster. They're even in San Diego, they upgrade me for free. Out here in Colorado, I have Xfinity, and they keep upping the MPS, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but if you don't also get a new modem, a modem router together, you won't get the advantage.
Right.
And a lot of times they forget to tell you that. You've got to, usually about every year and a half, 2 years, I've got to get a new modem router because they keep making it faster and faster.
That's good to know.
Who here struggles with all the advances in the tech world that I can never keep up with?
Oh my God.
My fiance said to me, "You only love me for your tech," and you only love me for my tech. And I said to him, "You're half right, because he's a techie. He's a tech guy."
I like the tech.
I'm not good at it.
I'm an Apple guy because
I like Apple.
And I've always been Apple, and my daughter works for Apple. She's been with them, I think, 13 years now. She does a great job, great benefits. And everything in my house, even my watch, my phone, my laptop, my iPad, everything is Apple in our house. And the one thing I like about it is it works. I know they cost more, and it's a different operating system. It doesn't always play nice with Chrome and Windows and stuff, but it works really well. I think they use good components. And the best part is, I always talk about this customer service.
And they offer free education and stuff, all these classes and I really like Apple too. I agree with you. I'm an Apple fan.
And we've been really rude to Lynn Wagner. How are you, Lynn?
I'm good. I'm with you, Jessica, on the IT stuff.
It's hard to keep up with another platform with another username and another password. It's tough.
It is. Lynn, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I said that's about the only way I would have a fiance is if you could find somebody to help me with IT.
Okay.
Go for an engineer then.
Men are good for computer problems and killing bugs in the house, right?
Yes,
There's
spiders.
a spider. Oh my God!
Getting rid of spiders. And a few other things.
And a few,
You know.
one or two others, right?
He's making the gourmet pizza tonight, so I'm up for that.
There you go. I had a good day. I went skiing all day today. What you guys do?
Nice.
I went to a home and garden show.
Ooh, nice.
Yep,
Very
I
nice.
went because my son is in something called First Tee. He golfs, and so we volunteered. But I was trying to couple that with talking to people, and so I happened upon it was a home and garden show. So there was like a master remodelers exhibit or display. So I sat and listened to that, learned some things, talked to a few people, found a few people to add to my content. Well, I don't know if you guys know this, but my little side hustle is Melaleuca,
Okay.
the world's largest or nation's largest wellness center. So
Yeah.
that's my
Let's talk a
side
little bit. Let's talk a little
Very
bit
good.
about health tonight. Absolutely, health is important. Gonzalo Avila. I want to say it right. Salud to you, my friend. Thanks for joining us. We have we have Facebook user having a Stella Artois Lumpia. Stella, it's Lumpia. I thought they were called taquitos or something like that.
Yeah, taquitos, that's it. Or flautas.
Lumpia are little egg rolls. Okay. I thought so.
Egg rolls is Chinese.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting confused.
Did you ever go to that? Did you ever go to our? We have a great Chinatown in San Diego,
Yeah.
or Asia area, really, to say it right,
Yes.
because it's not just Chinese food. We have what is it called? Dim sum. Have you guys ever gone to a dim sum place?
I love dim sum.
Isn't that amazing? Did you ever think you'd eat fried jellyfish or chicken feet and all these things that come along really hot, and the dumplings? Oh my God! There's a Balboa Avenue.
Yeah.
I think it's off Balboa Avenue, right?
Yes, yes, it is.
And there must be 50 Asian restaurants there, Thai restaurants, Vietnamese, Chinese. They're all there.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's a great place. Are we going out to dinner yet? Is anyone going out yet? Or is it?
Well, I want to tell you guys
Yeah.
what I did today. I talked to Ben for about an hour. We had a really good chat about
I thought you're engaged. I thought you're engaged.
Well, I am. And the other best part of my day was going to Walmart with my sweetie. But
Did you talk to, I have one question.
I take pleasure in
Did
the
you talk to
simple
the
things.
greeter?
What's that?
Did you talk to the Walmart greeter?
We did. We always say hello.
No, I mean conversation.
Oh,
I think the big test of the gut sales method is if you can go into a Walmart and talk 30 to 60 seconds minimum with the Walmart greeter, then you're a gut salesperson.
Okay.
Oh wow, I can do that.
I talked an hour with this guy. This guy.
Yeah, it's hard to do. It's the opposite.
I know,
isn't
it's the opposite. So, and it was really good. He did really well. And I feel like more educated. I feel like I'm informed and I'm enlightened more about
what?
Investing.
Enlighten our audience here. What did
Just
you talk
more about investing in coins and how like different aspects of how it can benefit you and how it can create a certain sort of residual income, just like a real estate property can, by buying and selling, and that his company will buy and sell back, and they give you like a written guarantee if you buy coins from them that they will give you at least the replacement value of the coin. Is it Ben? Well, Ben will remember more than I do, of course, but so that was really good. And just more about individual coins. How can they be? Some of them are more valuable for certain reasons. Often, if they've got an error on them, right, Ben, they can be more valuable than the standard coins. And I also learned how much silver has gone up in its value lately. A lot.
Question: where are you going to keep the coins? In a safe deposit box or on the fireplace mantle?
I would have a safe at home. or a
Okay.
safety deposit box.
We're on the, this is called the internet for a reason.
Oh yeah, there you go. Well, where is my home? That's the thing. People don't know.
Okay, that's right.
Which one? Where am I?
And just a word, call up your insurance agent and make sure they're covered under your policy. Hey, and with we have a celebrity who just popped in here. We have Mr. Bill Tan of the Los Angeles Real Estate Investment Club. Did I say it right, Bill? You have to that little button.
Bill.
We have a celebrity here, a superstar.
Hey, Bill, how are you? Are you coming? You're invited to the wedding. All of you guys are invited to the wedding, by the way.
Where's it going to be?
We're having a big reception at Mission Trails where we met.
Oh.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Just
will there be dim sum there? Will there be dim sum there?
Maybe, maybe there even will be dim sum. I'll try.
Is Mission Trails the one over there by Old Town?
No, it's down in it's a little east of Del Cerro,
I've been there before. I don't know.
Yeah,
where I go. It's where I go.
Lake Murray.
Yes,
it's right there at Lake Murray, right there. It's really
beautiful
nice
there. I go running there. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
there.
I love it. We met there stargazing outside, but the ceremony is going to be the party is going to be
looking at a star that was closer to him.
Pardon me?
He started noticing the star closer to him rather than the one up in the sky.
Oh, I know. Exactly.
You know what, Bill? I think Bill is a Hawaiian priest and he could marry you.
He is?
I am not a priest. And I happen to know Yiddish, so I know what schmuck means.
We don't want that in the vows.
And you guys are talking about Convoy, Pretty Mesa.
Yeah, La Mesa, right Mission Trails, right close to Lake Murray, down there. San Carlos, the San Carlos area. Yeah, it's going to be down there at the visitor center.
Oh, wonderful!
Yeah,
wonderful.
And we can even tour the museum. Everyone can tour the museum. There's a really cool little museum with a history of people that lived on the river, the San Diego River, and then there's going to be taxidermied mountain lions.
Will there be disco music?
We could certainly have some disco music.
It's
all kinds of music. We'll have a DJ, and then we can play anyone's request. So.
Bill, introduce yourself. We have a very unique man here, a wealth of information. This is Mr. Southern California Real Estate here. Bill was one of the founding members, or one of the founding members of the San Diego SDCIA, and then he started another wonderful club up in LA. Talk about yourself, Bill.
Hi, I'm Bill Tan. This is my first meeting, and I'm currently on the second step. No, I've been in real estate a long time.
Right.
You're not a reformed lawyer, are you?
I don't think
a recovering lawyer? No.
No, I'm a recovering deputy probation officer.
Oh.
Anyway, I was part of the beep beep. I don't think that's
Ben. For some reason, we're getting feedback from you, so I had to mute you there, Ben.
Oh, okay. So. I'm in the San Diego area. I'm a real estate and note investor, long time. I was part of the San Diego Creative Investors Association, also known as SDCIA, for 25 years. I initially was their program director, and then I became the president and helped grow it to, we were considered, I believe, one of, if not the largest group in the nation. We used to have meetings of 600 to 700 people in December.
Tell them about your famous Christmas party.
Almost as much as Claude was there, but we give away food in December. That's why more people came. And I founded another club, LA RIA, Los Angeles Real Estate Investors Association. I took the San Diego SDCI, I took that nonprofit, and I became ill for a little while, so I gave up that one, but kept my LA RIA one.
How are you doing anyway? Your health is better?
Health is much, much better. I actually left SDCI because I was not doing so hot at the time.
Glad to hear you're doing better.
Yeah.
So, what did I want to, Bill? When's your Bill teaches an amazing calculator class, how to figure out rates and things like that. Bill, when's your next one, Bill? You just had one, 2 weeks ago? I was on it.
I just had one in January, the 23rd, and next one I'm looking at probably is April, because there were a whole bunch of people who said, I can't make this one. What's the next one? So I'll probably do April.
Put your link in the chat box there if you like.
Sure. Okay.
He's the man. Everyone that doesn't know Bill, he's modest, but he demand, man. Let me tell you, Bill's the man, right?
They're going to put a star on. They're going to put a star by Grauman's Chinese. It's going to say with Bill Tan, one of those little stars right over there. All right. Yeah, maybe it's there. Maybe it's there already, right, Bill?
I've been there. I don't fit the hand and footprints.
Oh, okay. Bill, give us the LA report. My daughter's ready to buy a home in Los Angeles. What should I tell her? Give us what's going on in LA besides crazy land.
Well, because of the extension in LA County, the extension of the moratorium on evictions, there may be more properties coming for sale. But right now,
really,
they're still getting multiple offers, even though the interest rate has risen. We have a severe, just like everywhere else, a severe shortage of inventory. One opportunity right now is if you're looking for a house for yourself, and if she tells me the area that she wants, I will be on the lookout for her.
Oh, good.
There's a new California law called Senate Bill 1079, where foreclosures go to their foreclosure sale, right? And they haven't gone to foreclosure sales for almost 2 years. They started back up in October, and the properties since October have been almost all vacant properties. The thing about the new law is that it doesn't matter who is at the courthouse steps to buy them. Somebody who wants to own it, if they want to be an owner occupant or a nonprofit or the tenant actually in the property, can outbid the bidder at the foreclosure steps at the county courthouse by just $1 and get that property. So that might be an opportunity for her.
Say that again. Where was that opportunity?
Senate Bill 1079. It is the new foreclosure law where it is to get these properties back into the marketplace. It's also there to promote affordable housing. But one of the other things of it is that if somebody wants to actually live in the foreclosed house, they can outbid whoever bought the property at the foreclosure sale. And the buyer at the foreclosure sale, they have nothing to say in the matter. They get outbid, they're done. The nice thing about Senate Bill 1079 is you have 15 days to let the trustee know that you want to consider making a bid on the property, and then you have another 30 days to do all your due diligence before you have to make a bid. So whereas at the courthouse steps, they usually don't get to look at the property. We are now talking to people who have lost their property. I mean, if there's somebody in the house and they lost their property, it's gone. It's not anymore. And so you talk to them and say, look, I'm here and I represent people who are interested in the property. If they bid higher than the company did at the foreclosure sale, all the rest of that goes to you as a homeowner. So they let us into their properties and show us around. And there are no laws that you can't talk to the people or anything like that. Whereas if you're a lender, you can't talk to the people by law now, by federal law. So there's all kinds of really opportunities for people who want to look for properties for themselves.
What you mentioned you mentioned the eviction moratorium. That's still going on in California?
It was reaffirmed in LA County till next year. I foresee
that. Did you just say till next year?
Till next year.
That's
Wow.
crazy. These
And
poor,
then I foresee the city, LA City, and other cities like Santa Monica following suit.
No. So people can stay in the properties ongoing.
Without paying rent. If all they have to do is cough.
Are they having subsidy from the Los Angeles County? Are they getting subsidized rents? If they're not
There's
working
a
due to
program. It's not subsidized rents. It's a federal COVID thing for landlords. And there was 45. I can't remember. It was 45 million or 45 billion dollars. That was, I think it's 45 million dollars that were set aside for California, and that was a year ago. And no more than 13,000 has gotten out due to the fact that you have, government involved.
So how many landlords are looking to sell now?
There've been a lot of landlords up till now. I think with this additional year, you'll get landlord tired.
Yep.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
What about the other side of the coin?
And the other thing about landlords, what don't they like to do? They don't like to pay taxes. So if they had a substantial capital gain in the value of their property, these are people who are more than likely. Has anybody heard of this thing called lease purchase? Has anybody heard of this thing called seller financing? These are the people. These are the people who are normally used to a monthly income, and if they get the money, they're going to pay taxes on it, and they put it in the bank. What are they going to get? They're going to get Zippo.
Yeah.
I just put an article in my weekly newsletter about that fact that it's a wonderful opportunity, and I think real estate agents are doing their older customers, the elderly customers, a disservice that they don't let them know about the opportunities or benefits of seller financing. Because if they put their money in the bank, a savings account, they get what? $10 to $50 a year interest on $1,000 invested. And so that's nothing. They can't live on it. And we as investors, we can offer anywhere from 6 to 30 times more or 40 times more than the bank.
So we have rising taxes, we have high inflation.
Oh, that's another thing too. Inflation.
Yeah. Oh, what's that? Did anybody read the Wall Street Journal this week?
I missed. I saw the articles. I'm not sure if they were Wall Street Journal.
It's going up like crazy. The government reports are way behind the reality, as usual.
Reality is somewhere between, last I heard, 7 and 18%. Inflation. That's why I'm a note guy, right? I like the incomes, and I also lend out money. I'm only lending where I also not to homeowners. I'm only lending in places where I also get part of the future equity because the devaluation of our dollar, buying power is getting eroded too fast. Just think of it. If it was 20% inflation, that means in 1 year, $100 is only going to buy $80 worth.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just 1 year.
Yeah.
Bill, do you do notes in like first position and second position?
Yes.
Okay. But do you prefer the ones in first?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me, Jessica, because my philosophy is before I experience any discomfort, they're in agony. I get enough protective equity one way or another.
Okay.
If they are, they're not going to make the payments, then I'm going to make it painful.
You protect yourself. Okay, that's good to know.
You must protect yourself because I don't know too many people that will do it for you.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Good point.
Good point in life generally, right?
I would do it for you, dear. I would do it for you in a heartbeat.
So Bill, quick question.
You be my bodyguard then.
Bill, what's going to happen? Bill, what's going to happen to all these landlords who are just supporting their tenants' way of life? And you just said it's extended to the end of the year. We're only in February. My God, they gave them another year of moratorium. There's people taking advantage of this. What's going to happen to these poor landlords that are just going broke or ruining their credit?
Well, there's the other side too. Most of my colleagues who have good single family properties, residence properties in good neighborhoods, they're 100% filled and they get paid every month.
Okay.
It's the ones who are not in the absolute prime areas, whose properties are, you know, and apartment buildings. Apartment buildings are getting slaughtered.
Really?
Oh yeah, they say that at the beginning of the month, 70% of tenants pay. This is nationwide. 70% of tenants pay, and then by the end of the month, 84% have paid. What they don't say is they may have only paid like 25% of what the actual rent is.
Bill, how does Orange County compare? You know the stats on Orange County?
Not as well as I know LA and San Diego.
Okay.
I do know that Orange County is a prime area and that they have fewer problems.
Yeah. Okay.
Because people really want, you know, most of Orange County is very nice areas.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
Yeah. Orange County's beautiful. I love Orange County.
Yeah.
I like SD better. They go better.
Yeah,
like
yeah. That's where I live.
I chose 2 years to decide where I wanted to live, and I've been here ever since.
Did you so what's the future of
Oh, by the way, Claude, I bought my house on a lease option. This house, I bought this on a lease option.
I bought this house on a lease option in Colorado.
Oh, have
5,000.
you seen the pictures of that place? He showed us the other day.
It's the best investment I ever made.
I
Motivated seller. Does anyone remember a motivated seller?
they're still out there.
There are. They're always out there.
By the way, I need your mailing address if you could email that to me, because I thought I had it. Because I just wanted to send a thank you card for he appeared on my advanced finance.
Oh, don't worry about it.
And he was just absolutely wonderful.
We had so much fun. You always get the best group together.
Yeah.
I'm messaging you right. I'm sending you a message with my mail address right now as we're speaking. So what's the future of LA 2023, 24? What's going to happen?
Okay, now if the government changes what they do, okay, I'll bets are off, right? If they do another forbearance, if they do another moratorium, all bets are off. But I see that foreclosures are going to start. Or January 3rd, we had 1,000 defaults filed in the county of LA, the state of California. Excuse me, 1,000 in the state of California. That was January 3rd. Up until for the past 2 years, there's never been more than 150 in a month.
Wow.
And so 1,000 were just on that first day. Those won't be going to foreclosure sale till sometime between April and July. Barring anything from the government, we should see starting. I wouldn't say a flood, but we'd start seeing a whole lot more properties in the state of California coming to foreclosure this year. They won't probably hit the market till later in the year, September to December. So
what's
see the
that going to
prices
do?
flattening. I mean, there's going to be high demand, but the prices will flatten because there'll be more properties. 2023, there'll be even more properties available. And,
Is the market going to be able to absorb that, or are prices going to come down?
They will be able to absorb the initial, right? But as more and more foreclosures come in, the opportunities will increase. And if the interest rates keep bumping up, fewer and fewer people will be able to qualify to get a loan. So I see a flattening. I don't see prices dropping for maybe a couple of years.
Wow. Even with the escalating interest rates and inflation.
If the escalating interest rates and inflation, they are a factor, but we have millennials who have started families and they need room to grow. What's her name? Rebecca? Yeah.
My daughter.
Oh wait, she's not a millennial yet, is she? No.
I think
She's
she's
close.
on the cusp.
Yeah.
So she's a millennial, definitely. Definitely.
But they're starting families. I mean, they're getting married. Some of them had to move home during the pandemic. If they have kids, they need to get away. And so,
yeah, my daughter's buying her first home right now. And this is so funny. Only a millennial could say this to her parents. Mom, Dad, we're getting a starter home in LA and we're looking at $1 million. We're looking at $1 million plus, and all we can get is a fix-up porta potty,
What is the incentive?
I just added an article to my weekly newsletter where in London, a 75 square foot apartment sold for almost $70,000. 75 square feet.
Pounds or dollars?
Bill, you got a fan. You got one of your fans here, Bill.
Bill, I got
Hi, Claudia.
Girl Scout cookies.
And I have a niece who actually sold out.
Look.
There's
We bought them.
the supply chain is broken for the Girl Scouts.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I drove 20 minutes each way, and I got 12 boxes of cookies.
I think we ordered like that many from my niece, and then when we tried to order more, she says they're gone.
Oh
They're all
wow!
gone.
Well,
And
none of these are for us. These are all gifts for people, especially my kids. But I was able to get 12 boxes.
I always say who are the greatest salespeople in Southern California?
Girl Scouts.
How do you say no to a cute little Girl Scout in front of the Vons? How do you do that?
Wait,
What's really funny is
Always.
we bought some, and these two little girls put up a table, and in the middle of the neighborhood, and my wife was driving by, pulled over.
How do you
We'd
say,
already bought it.
Exactly. I just had to share my treasures with you.
Guys, you got to know that I've known these people now it's going on almost 30 years now.
and I'm only 36.
I thought you were 39.
I lie about my age. A lot.
So, Bill, here's a naive question. I'm not from California, so
Where are
all
you?
I hear about where am I
Where
in
are you?
Tennessee?
Where?
Knoxville, Tennessee.
I have a good friend who lives in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yep, and I moved from Wisconsin about 1.5 years ago. So all I ever hear is everyone's moving out of California and New York. So, but what you're saying seems to be contrary to that. So what are you seeing? Is it the area?
No. Lynn, there are definitely people moving out of
God,
Taxifornia. By the way, that's our new state name, right? Taxifornia.
I thought it was California.
Yes, and when someone moves from California to a Sun Belt or Idaho or Montana, we call that Californication.
Yes. And Californians all have bullseyes because they're coming with money, and they think that prices are cheap wherever they're going, even though those prices are outrageous for the area.
Bill, did you read the story? I talked about it on my Monday group call about Paradise Valley, Arizona. It's outside of Phoenix or Scottsdale. There are people building $5, $10, $15 million homes in this little town.
Well, Paradise Valley used to be out in the boondocks, and now it's considered the place to go to.
Yeah, it's isn't that amazing?
So who's buying those houses in California?
Rich people.
Suzette, where are you from anyway?
They're waiting for who?
Where are you from?
No, not from California.
No,
I'm in
where
the
are
East
you?
Coast.
Where?
In Maryland.
I have a student there. We have a lot of foreign buyers because they come from the Orient, and our prices are inexpensive to them. Very, very inexpensive to them, and they're coming with cash.
Yeah.
I grew up in a city called Arcadia, and there was you can look it up. You can Google it. Arcadia was called the Beverly Hills, the Chinese Beverly Hills, because Chinese would come to Arcadia. They'd buy the old 1940s, 1950s rent style homes. They'd knock them down and they'd build McMansions.
Wow.
5,000-6,000 square foot buildings on the lot. And now then they moved to a city called Irvine, and they're doing the exact same thing there. So, and they would go literally door to door, knocking on the door and asking if you wanted to sell the house. And you could stay in the house for 6 months to a year because it would take them that long to get their permits in place. And my father initially started off by saying he'd take 250,000 because he was just playing with whoever would come. 250,000, 500,000, 750,000, 1 million, 2 million. The last one he turned down was 3 million for a house he paid $26,000 for.
Wow.
And these people would have the cash in a briefcase, door to door.
Are they coming right from China, or are they here somewhere in the U.S. already, moving to California?
They used to come direct from China. China didn't like the fact that the money was draining out of the country, so they stopped that. There are still ways to get money out, and they're still working that angle, but it's much, much slower. So they're coming not necessarily from China. They're coming from other places in Asia too.
That's happening in Vancouver, Canada a lot as well.
Well, that happened a long, long time ago. Hong Kong moved when 1997 the changeover. They went from Hong Kong directly to Vancouver.
Yeah.
And now the crackdown, they're starting to do it again.
Yeah.
The Chinese government's cracking down.
The Canadian laws are changing so that it's not as friendly for investors now because they were losing their communities a lot. There was a lot of big empty houses just sitting and no neighborhoods anymore and stuff. So they've changed some laws.
Now, my Los Angeles club, it's called Los Angeles Real Estate Investors Association, or LA-RIA. Mm-hmm. Its initial incarnation was in the Orange County, and it was the Chinese Real Estate Investors Association, because I'm part Chinese. And they thought enough of me.
Which part is Chinese?
I can't tell you. I used to tell English, Irish, Hawaiian, and Chinese, and my big toe was Native American. And this one of my bosses says, "Well, what part's Chinese?" And there was a guy who caught that and just came up with the quickest and best and most rude answer. I forget what I was talking about because I remember that he was so quick and I laughed so hard. But first it was Chinese RIA, Real Estate Investors Association, and then because I was running it and I had a reputation from San Diego, other Asians came in because from Garden Grove, particularly the Vietnamese and the what else were there? Well, just whatever Asian, and then.
A lot of Thai people.
And then other people started coming in, and then I moved it to Arcadia, which is where I grew up because that's where my parents lived at the time. And I changed it to the Asian real estate investor because all kinds of Asians were coming. And then people kept coming, so I just dropped then I called it the Los Angeles and Asian RIA, and then I just dropped the Asian, just called it LA RIA because we get people from, when we had the in-person meetings, we'd have all kinds of different people. Initially, because it was Asian, we got a lot of the immigrants. And the reason was that initially is because all this money was coming over. And I'd helped my family bring money over and move here and start businesses so they could get their green cards, the permanent green cards and so forth. So people wanted to, my expertise. And then I would bring in attorneys and banks to help the immigrants, and then just so many other people came in. I just said LA RIA, and most of just Asians came, but we get a lot of Asians. And now because I'm online, just like Claude, we have LA RIA has a nationwide audience, and
absolutely,
it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful for us, right, Claude?
Absolutely. What's going to happen to California with all these people moving to Arizona, Nevada? I mean, I have friends who have left California and they're moving to Idaho, Montana, Colorado. I moved to Colorado 24 years ago. I still live in California. But what's going to happen with these people who have businesses, who are income producing people, and they're moving to other states where housing is so much cheaper, that all that income is leaving California. That's got to have an effect eventually, won't it, Bill?
Absolutely. And the people who are leaving, they're the people who have money.
Yeah.
Yep.
The people who
I know
have the ability to buy wherever they're going, whereas, we're not creating the high-paying jobs that we used to.
But in California, like I know this personally, if you have a business that's tied with real estate, you can't just run away from California. You're going to be, if you have a California LLC, you'll have to pay taxes.
Well, even if you make money in other states, if they think you live in California, just like Hawaii, they want to tax you on money that's made elsewhere because they think they have the right to.
But especially
Which I've always thought was really interesting for all my colleagues who have moved away, right? And now California wants to tax the money they've made elsewhere.
Yeah.
And they thumb their nose at California.
Oh,
saying,
wow.
Come and get it. See how you're gonna like to see you get it.
Yeah, but if you start a business in California, then you have to keep paying taxes, even if you move out of state, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
If you're generating income and have assets in the state.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
if
if you have a company here and you have assets elsewhere. If your company's here, they're going to tax you.
Yeah.
Who wants to start a company in California? It costs so much money.
I know. People aren't doing it as much anymore.
No, I'm sure.
Definitely finding a lot of alternatives.
Some of us like to live here.
Yeah.
Like
you must like it a lot.
I set up business a long time ago.
Ask Jessica. What's the weather outside? There's hardly a cloud in the sky.
I know.
It's
I know.
high
It's beautiful.
70s. It's absolutely gorgeous today.
It's a beautiful state for
In
sure.
the middle of February.
Yeah. Well, I'm in
San
Huntsville
Diego.
today, and we had sunny days and beautiful weather. We went walking outside.
That's right. That's right. The other day on the show, you said you were elsewhere.
Yeah, my fiance's in Huntsville, Alabama, because he does aerospace. So
Yeah, I was gonna
it's
say,
the
that's
aerospace hub
That's
here
where the
in
government.
Huntsville.
That's where the Navy. That's where the Navy and the government have moved a lot of things to Huntsville.
Yeah.
Yes, that's when people ask me about Alabama, I say if you're going to go to Alabama, you should really look at Huntsville.
And it's a really nice city. We love it in Huntsville.
Another place like Huntsville now is Pensacola.
Oh yeah.
That's always been a nice area.
Yeah.
Well, the Navy has now moved a lot of their stuff there. Navy Federal Credit Union has moved their headquarters there. There's a lot of things moving there now. So if you know,
I love California.
I do.
I've moved my whole business and everything. I'm incorporated in Delaware, but my whole business is in Colorado now. We're registered here and everything. But when I go back to California, and I'm in a place that gets 300 plus inches of snow a year.
Wow.
Okay. I mean, winter.
And I saw that last week or whenever it was.
Yeah. Our summer is only about 6 weeks long, and then it starts snowing again. But you love it. And when Claudia and I go back to California, and it's February, March, and it's 72 degrees, and I stop at my In-N-Out Burger, there's something magical there,
There's only 3 places in the world that have this weather. One is in Thailand, the French Riviera, and here. This is a Mediterranean climate. And I'm
in Morocco as well. Is it the same latitude or something?
Yeah.
Well, supposedly those 3 places, and they're the best I'm an asthmatic. I have been my whole life. And this is the best weather for someone like me.
Yeah.
San Diego, I have never seen a place that has perpetual spring. I mean, we get those hot it depends where you live and everything, but the weather, I mean, when you see Santa Claus in shorts, there's something wonderful about that.
Well, for air conditioning, usually I just open up one window on one side of the house, one window on the other side.
Yeah.
And I'm a little bit more than a mile inland, so the ocean breeze just cools us down, except for a couple of weeks in August usually.
With all the negative you hear about California, it's a wonderful quality of life there.
Yeah.
Well, also
if you have money.
If you have money, you're right, Jessica.
Yeah.
Well, you see, now here's a place where you can, it's one of the easier places in the world to be able to figure out a niche to make money. And then if you study the tax laws, you use the tax laws to your advantage, so you minimize your taxation.
Yeah.
And so if you do, if you do all that, it's good. That all said and done, some of my colleagues are still moving to Florida.
I've done the Florida thing. It's really hot and humid there, and the bugs. You could put saddles in the bugs and ride them. They're huge. I mean, we don't have bugs like Florida. I'm a big anti. I don't like bugs. Anybody here like bugs?
No, I'm a beach boy. I'm a shorts and barefoot kind of guy, and I can do that here. I can do it in Florida. I can do it in Hawaii.
Yeah. It's one of the best in California. If you love Hawaii, and you can get a great flight to Oahu or Kauai. I mean, nonstop, and just have a great. Right now, there's some great deals to Hawaii. Have you guys seen that?
Well, my family says it's not a real good time to go visit right now because COVID's having another surge.
But they dropped the restrictions. A lot of the restrictions, didn't they, Bill?
They dropped a lot of restrictions. Then the visitors came in and infected more people.
And then it went back up again.
Bill, is it right that the COVID mask mandate is ending on the 15th of February in California?
For unvaccinated, for vaccinated people, for vaccinated people outside, not in, well, in many places indoors, but there are several places where the indoor masks are still required.
Okay.
And look, I've been in law enforcement. Am I going to go around and say, "Are you vaccinated or not"?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to do it. That's why
sort of thing. No.
I'm not going to have in-person meetings until this nonsense clears up.
Here's my card, sir.
I got mine.
Here's my card.
And I got the booster because my mother lives with me and she will be 89 in just over 1 month.
God bless her.
And
Claudia's mom is going to be 95 March 12th. We're going out to visit her. Oh my gosh,
Wow.
it's amazing. And she's sharp as hell.
Nice.
That's wonderful.
What does she eat? What does she eat?
She drinks everything she eats, and she drinks me under the table.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
Now we're getting the truth. Now we're the truth.
I think I need to stay here and monitor this conversation.
I know.
Her mom.
You've been married to him for how many years, and you don't already know that?
Are we married?
I do, Bill.
We're not married. That wasn't legal.
That wasn't legal.
We got married in Las Vegas. We had the by the what was it called? The candlelight.
Candlelight Chapel.
Candlelight Chapel for $35, and the best part, she paid.
I paid because he was going to school. I was working.
Did you get your money's worth?
Huh?
Did you get your money's worth?
Not yet.
We're working on it.
Actually, it was $35 and we're married 35 years, so that's $1 a year. I guess.
You got it. God, you're a good salesperson.
You should have charged him some interest on that loan, right?
Oh, you know, girl. This year it's going to be 36. I can't wait to see what it's going to cost.
I just told him I was 36 years old. So
Quarter's going to be 35. Yeah, right.
I'm still on define your numbers.
This year,
here.
for me, it's 34.
That's funny. Oh dear.
So what was I oh yeah, you rattled me. Oh God, I'm like this is what I train people to do, the pattern
Broker sales, yeah.
Absolutely. So all the money, I want to go back to that one point though. The people who have money, are they retirement age? Are they companies, small companies? They're leaving and going to other places. All of it, and they're going to a weird place. They're going to Idaho. How does a Californian go? I mean, I'm in Colorado for God's sakes, but I go back to California. But how does somebody leave Southern California and go to Idaho or Montana?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's cold. It's California.
I see now. I like where you live to visit for a short time.
Yeah.
I remember I'm shorts and
Flip-flops.
feet.
Yeah. I think, Claude, because one of the good things about the pandemic is people are learning now to work more remotely, so they can spread out, they can sprawl more, do more work that isn't in the office from home, and then they just heat their house nicely, and they have lots of land, and people like that,
Yeah.
I've been talking to some big company people, and there's a other edge to that sword, Jessica, and that is they don't have to pay as much for the people who've moved out of California. They don't have to pay them as much salary because these people have chosen a lifestyle and gone to an area where they don't need as high an income as say Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
They don't have to compete for $1 million first time starter home, right?
Yeah, because to rent up a condo in Orange County is like, what is it, almost $3,000 a 2-bedroom condo or something.
3 to 4. Yeah.
No.
I'm thinking 4 right off the top, Jessica.
Depending on where, right?
Yeah.
Depending on where.
Yeah.
I mean,
But the flip side of all of this is the people that are leaving California with selling their houses for millions, and they're coming to markets like mine and paying cash. It makes it really hard on other states that have a lower cost of living to compete as an investor.
Yeah.
That's why I said Californians have a bullseye, because they come with money and they think the prices are so reasonable, when to the local people they're outrageous.
Well, they outbid everybody and they got cash, so they win every time.
And they use Section 121 of the IRS tax code to take half, if they're married, take $500,000 of their profit tax free.
Yeah.
And then we have to pay, $150,000 to $350,000 of that to buy a brand new house.
Yeah. It's tough.
And then it's hard. This is already happening in San Diego, isn't it, Bill? Where the workers that are just doing ordinary jobs, unskilled and semi-skilled jobs, are having a harder and harder time affording somewhere to live.
Well, it's a demand, right, thing, and people are raising up the rents because they're willing to pay more to live here.
Yeah.
And what we need in our state is the ability to create lesser costing housing.
Yeah.
Because right now, just in this state and many, many counties of the state, it's a minimum of $200,000 to $250,000 per lot, just before builders can break ground.
I'm in a small ski town, an hour and a half outside of Denver. We're way up in the mountains and everything. Biggest problem for all the local businesses is, and they're willing to pay $18, $19, $20 an hour, right? With the Wendy's down the street has a sign that says $19 an hour to start. That's to run a French fry machine. Wow. The biggest problem they have here, though, for the employers, the businesses, is that nobody can afford to live here. And so now the city is, and this is a small town, but they take a lot of money in taxes from the ski area. They're actually building apartment buildings, subsidized apartment buildings. This sounds like Boston or New York. This is a little ski town. And they're building, down the road from me here, they're building a 35, 40 unit apartment building, so that the kids who come here, the transitionals or whatever you call them, so they can work in the restaurants and run the chairlift and work in the bars and restaurants. That's how bad it is here right now. They're spending millions just for subsidized housing so people can afford to live here.
Wow.
And then here in California, we have, I'm planning for back to having in-person live events, right? It's hard to find a place, one, because of the COVID restrictions, and two, places that are attractive to me are having difficulty finding employees to set up the room, to clean things up.
Yeah.
Is that a temporary?
You can't afford to live anywhere nearby.
Is that a temporary thing, that employee shortage? Is that just a thing we're going through because of COVID and everything right now, and that'll in 2-3 years from now there'll be a fond memory, or is this just the way of life now?
It makes no sense.
I think it's cyclical, Claude. And after a while, somebody will figure out how to, and will work with local governments to create the affordable housing, which unfortunately, affordable housing in LA County, much of affordable housing turned into projects. And I don't know if you're familiar with projects, but projects are usually.
I'm a New York City boy. I know what
Right,
projects
that's
are.
right. Yeah. So, and the projects are where the crime happens.
You know what happens when government gets into real estate?
They screw it up. Oh, what?
Government can't run a pay toilet. They couldn't run a porta potty when it comes to real estate. They can. I like when government does the police department or helps with the hospital or the fire department. That's fine. When government starts screwing around with housing,
well, they don't understand it, and and right now, look, I'll just tell you guys. I call most of our legislators voter sluts because they'll do anything, say anything to get a vote. And right now, there are a lot more tenants than there are landlords.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we are out of time, and oh my God, I could listen. You guys are such a wealth of information. Thank you for joining us tonight. Oh my God, Bill, thank you for popping in. It's just so great. You're just a wealth of information. Thank you.
Yeah, it's great seeing you, Bill.
Feel bad taking over your meeting.
Great meeting you, Bill.
We're like picking your brain. We want to get all the info. Put on your calendar August 27th for our wedding, for our wedding party.
August 27th
in Mission Trails.
In Mission.
Well, we'll firm it up, but that's tentatively.
Well, you have my contact info, right, Jessica?
Pardon?
You got my contact info, don't you?
I do. I totally do.
You've sent me emails before. You've texted me before.
I will. I'll totally text you. Everyone's invited, though. It's going to be a big fun party.
Absolutely. Everybody have a wonderful, safe, happy, wonderful weekend. And Bill, thank you. Jessica, Ben, Suzette.
Where's my beer?
Thanks for joining Beer with Claude.
Thank you for everything. Thank you for the information. It was awesome.
Oh, beer with Claude, beer not included. Full disclosure, right?
No, I haven't been a drinker since I turned 21. So
can I have your drink?
Wow.
Please.
I've got to go. I'm being summoned to go and help with the gourmet pizza.
Gotta do that.
Have a wonderful weekend, folks.
Everybody take care.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend.
guys.
Great seeing you all.
Take care.
Good night.